Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. I'm muted. How we doing, everybody? Hopefully everybody is doing well. I needed to spin the block to talk about the conversation that is being had surrounding the Spin That song, India Ari's comments, Nikki Gilbert's comments, and the conversation that the internet is having about those comments and that song. I want to share with you a post that I saw. And it's not a video, it's more like slides. And it says, for those coming at my sis, India Ari, number one, disrespecting a black woman under the guise of defending another black woman is still trash. It also shows us how you really move, because most of y'all are quiet when black men or white people actually disrespect us. Y'all either didn't read her comment or you lack basic comprehension skills, because she never disrespected Young Miami or encouraged a music boycott. Unlike India, y'all can't disagree without disrespect. She disagreed with the message and the reception of a song without disrespecting the artist. Your inability and unwillingness to understand her won't change who she is. A brilliant sister who empowers black women. I Am Not My Hair video honors black men, good men, and the truth. Celebrates black love, brown skin, and advocates for a better world. Prayer for humanity. Okay, now that was the end of what she wanted, and this is what India actually said. I finally realized not everybody want to be free. It was a very, very, very rude awakening, because the mass acceptance of this song is a crystal clear sign of this much bigger truth. Now, I find that the conversation that the internet wants to have is not the conversation India is having. The arguments being made in favor of the song have ticked me off. Okay. And it has reiterated the understanding that not everybody is going to go. Everybody can't go. One of the defenses for the song is we have had songs in the past. And last time I talked about this, we played those songs. And y'all supported me greatly. I appreciate all that. We're not going to play songs this time. But we had a lot. Oh, we had this song. We had those songs. If she gonna talk about, this song, she gotta talk about the other songs. No, she don't. No, she don't. She can talk about that song. Young Miami put that song for public consumption. The public has consumed it, and there are those of us who don't have a good reception of that song. It's not a good song. First of all, it's not a good song. It's a catchy song, but it's not a good song. Secondly, did not say anything about who Young Miami was as a person or as an artist. She's talking about the concept of having these songs. There's no counterbalance. There's no balance. That's the biggest problem. There were songs back in the day that was controversial. They might have been spicy songs. You know what I'm saying? Songs talking about this, that, and the third. But the takeaway was that there was a balance. We were not being fed as a community only those types of songs. And people will dismiss that as a weak argument, but it's not. It's actually critical. Balance is always critical to have. Because if you're gonna give me some crap, then you have to give me the good stuff so I can make a choice. That's just like presenting people, which is what has happened over the years, presenting people with junk food and also presenting them with healthier options. Then you are able to have a choice. I might pick at the junk food, but I'm gonna more consistently eat the food that's healthier for me to eat so that I can have better overall health. There's nothing wrong with some chips every once and again, nothing wrong with some candy every once and again, but my main diet is not gonna be chips and candy. My main diet is going to be, my vegetables, my proteins, this and that. Now, what happens to your health if we take away the healthier option or make them difficult to acquire, but the unhealthy options are easy to acquire? More people begin to choose the unhealthy option because that's pretty much all that they've got. And for the people who don't like that option, they either starved out or they're just sick and they have to eat this crap that they know is crap. The same thing is happening with the music and the entertainment. You had healthier options. You were able to listen to music that vibrated at a higher level. You could learn something from it. You could get something from it. It meant something and you related to it. It hit you emotionally. There have been songs that people have listened to that's got them through hard times, things of that nature. And then you had the candy and the pop. The Lil' Kims and the this and the that. That's candy and pop. You listen a little bit, but you don't consistently allow yourself to have that playing all the time. Now you've only got the chips and the pop. You've only got the sexy reds. And the better music is stifled, it's hidden, it's not marketed, the algorithms hide it. All of these things hide or in other ways suppress different music that you would more readily listen to. Okay? So the fact that we don't have that balance readily available is crazy. I'm not going to get into the weeds about who's in control. I'm not going to get into that. We kind of know, those of you who know. I'm not going to get into those weeds because that's almost a different conversation. The conversation I want to have is about the Black community. The other part of this conversation that ticked me off was them talking about it's just party music. If you don't like it, turn it off. And we're going to have a good time. And this is where Black people lost me. We talk a big talk about making changes. We talk a big talk about the Black community getting better. We talk a big talk about improving our economic situation, our social situation, improving our culture, improving us as a group of people, improving our wealth, improving how our mobility in this country, improving our image in this place. We talk all this talk, and we'll have passionate discussions about whose fault it is. It's Black women's fault. It's Black men's fault. It's the white man's fault. It's this fault, that fault. We have passionate discussions about it. We want change. We want to go through the political process. We want to have, you know what I'm saying, these Black people in these sorts of political positions. You know, we want mayors and we want another Black president, and we want this, and we can see the problem in all these spaces. And then when we say, well, let's start over here to make the change, something as insignificant as a song and songs like it, let's take another look at what we have allowed ourselves to ingest on a more regular basis that don't help us. Let us take a minute to take something like our entertainment, our leisure value, and reassess what we take as leisure, and whether or not our leisure is beneficial to us, or is it harmful to us? Is it detrimental to us? Is it imbalanced? What are we doing? What do we see? Because a change has to happen somewhere. And this is the least of it. And Black people are in an uproar. It's just music. We just gonna be entertained. You're too busy trying to be entertained. Reevaluating this music is not gonna take no food out your mouth. It's not gonna take no clothes off your back. It calls for no hardship. No hardship. There's no hardship or sacrifice involved. Yet you fight tooth and nail to remain where you are, so that you don't have to do no changing, so that you don't have to make any significant change your mind, or do better in any kind of way. You like being right here. You talk a good game, yapping. All Black people do is yap all day. I'm tired. Purposely not having the conversation that we ought to be having. Purposely trying to miss the point. You got Uncle Luke done came out. You got Trick Daddy done came out. You got all these people done came out talking greasy about India RE, like she really done did something to that girl. We defending young man. She don't need no defending. She don't even know y'all. Defending Young Miami from what? critique and criticism. Oh, why you picking on the woman? You don't pick on the men. Yes, we do. We absolutely do. We talk about what the men rap about. They always want to rap about shooting and spinning on their ops and all that kind of stuff. Blah, 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 blah. We talk about that too. But we talking about this whole music. We talking about this killer gorilla music. We talking about the music that propagate all the foolishness that we say we don't want to have as a representation of who we are as a people. But when we call for, hey, well, let's tone it down then. Let's kind of, you know what I'm saying? She ain't say, oh, listen to it necessarily, but you know what I'm saying? That mass acceptance, the mass, that's kind of wild that we doing that. That's a little bit wild. I don't know, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We really glorifying these types of songs. You know what I'm saying? Why are we doing that? Came for her neck. Call her ugly. I seen a post saying, oh, India Ari makes music for ugly women. And then you wonder why good women just keep silent. When we have an idea about how to say, hey, we need to be, you know what I'm saying, watch what we doing and don't be all over the place. We just doing anything at this point. We kind of got to dial it back. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to dial it back. Like, we got to take a critical look at what we're advocating and what we promoting and what we supporting on a mass scale. You want to cut her head off. Thank y'all for the super chats. I'm going to get to them. You didn't want to cut her head off. She wasn't wrong. She didn't say nothing wrong. Y'all just don't want to hear it. Because then it called for you to make some type of change. And black people, that's the thing that she said. That's what she's meant by everybody don't want to be free. That's what she meant by y'all want to be free. I recognize my people don't want to be free. And I'm with her on that. Vast majority don't want to be free. And listen, let me tell y'all something. I don't mind that the majority is the boneyard. When you think about history, the people who are on a good path, on a righteous path, on a path that, you know what I'm saying, that the Most High said to be on, that they have always been the minority of people. The good people have always been the minority of people. Let's start there. Rarely in a society is the good or the righteous overwhelming. That has only happened a few times. To be honest with you, those types of societies only really existed during the lifetime and the immediate after lifetime of the prophets that Allah would send. Those civilizations would be more righteous. But as time went on and they lose their way and they lose the plot, it go right back to foolishness. So I don't mind it being a minority of the people who actually get it. I'm not whining about that. But what I am talking about is stop the cap about you want better. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because the vast majority of you are in the boneyard, you do not want better. You don't. Because you're not even willing to make the small sacrifice, the insignificant sacrifice that would make a huge impact, as to simply start thinking critically about the movies you watch, the music you listen to, the type of leisure, the types of things that you support, that you think are inconsequential. Start with those things. Try to have more discernment about those things. And once you are able to get some discernment about those things, you can move up and up and up to more and more important things. Talking about we got bigger fish to fry. You ain't ready to fry them. You ain't ready to fry them. You ain't got no grease, no pan, or nothing. What fish you finna fry? We got bigger fish to fry. Practice on the little fish. What bigger fish? You ain't ready to fry the big fish. He gonna swallow you whole. That's what's gonna happen. We got bigger fish to fry. You too busy laughing, giggling, sniggling, dancing, prancing, doing backshot photos, talking greasy on the internet, getting on the internet, acting like you a thug, getting on the internet hoeing. You too busy with that. More than half of y'all illiterate, can't even read. That's one reason why the music sucks, because you're stupid. Back in the day, even in the 90s or early 2000s, the 80s and stuff, the rappers and stuff like what they weren't stupid. That's why the music felt a different way, because they actually was thinking. That's why they could do wordplay. That's why they like being lyrical. That's why the generation today don't like no lyrical rapper, because you can't hardly understand nothing, because you illiterate and you can't read. Didn't like it when Kendrick said, "Watch the party die." Didn't like that. Our R&B singers, our singers of back in the day, they was informed about the world. They understood stuff. Our athletes, they had information. This is why Muhammad Ali could box in the ring, and he could also sit on an intellectual panel and talk about the issues of the day that faced him and his people, and he could speak intelligently about it. Y'all can't do that. Y'all can't sit nowhere and speak intelligently about the issues of the day. All y'all do is support foolishness all day. And when somebody come out and talk about it and say, hey, you know what I'm saying, just kind of let's be a little bit more mindful. That's all India was saying. Let's be a little bit more mindful about what we doing, y'all, because we kind of just doing anything at this point. And that's real talk. Oh, man, she need to get out of here. She attacking another black woman. Like, y'all stupid. Brain capacity. You smoke too many drugs. I ain't never seen so many younger people on hard drugs. Y'all worse than me. I got brain fog because I'm in menopause and I'm still smarter than y'all. I can read, I can tell you that. And I don't do Common Core math either. All the aunties just jealous. She jealous of Young Miami. That's the other argument. Ain't nobody jealous of these hoes. Young Miami is a goofball. She couldn't even keep the relationship with JT so they could keep being the city girls. Whatever happened between them two. Have zero information about anything going on in the world. And no, India was not looking for Young Miami to make a conscious song. She wasn't even talking about Young Miami specifically. It's just that the song and the content of the song represented something bigger. It represented a bigger issue of what the community will accept because you have no standard. Everything is a go if it can make you, if it can get you high, if it can get you wet, if it can get you hard, or if it can make you dance, we going. We going. That's all we care about. If it can get you high, if it can get you wet, if it can get you hard, and if it can make you dance. That's all the Black community care about. Huh? If it gets you high, can I get drunk? Can I get high? Can it get me hard? Do it stoke my lust? Can I get wet off of it? Can I get hard off of it? Do it stoke my lust? Do it allow me to engage in all my lustful behavior? And can it make me dance? Can it get the rhythm going and, so I can shuck and jive all night? And you wonder why your life is crazy. Wonder why we can't get nowhere as a people, because we only care about foolishness and we don't put it in its place. We will not put entertainment, leisure thing in its place. Still ain't figured out the play. Every negative image about Black people, Black men and Black women alike, has been portrayed to the world. Before social media, it was done through movies and music. That's how the foreigners get their preconceived notions about who we are. Before there was social media, there was music and movies that was not run by companies we owned. Unfortunately, we believe the hype too. Oh, we all drug dealers. Oh, we all hoes. Oh, we all stupid. Oh, we all gangbangers. Oh, we all. Let me get to the break and then I'll get to these super chats. I see the super chats. After these messages, we'll be right back. I need everybody to go to ashkicking.com. The link is pinned to the top of the chat. If you want to keep your skin looking and feeling its best, get the body butter that's on the screen right now. Please use the 10% discount using the promo code Crimson at checkout if it's going to be your first order. Once again, the link It's pinned to the top of the chat. Also, all sponsorship links are in the descriptions of every live and video. Bam. I owe you guys a bam, 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 bam. You got to hit the like button. Bam, bam. You got to Go ahead and hit the like button. Let me get to the super chats real quick. Thank you, Naeem. Says Serpent has the ear of our women. The children are included as a package deal. Is by design. Right is wrong and wrong is right. And that's true, but it's the men too. I'm talking about the whole community. I am not excluding black men from this. Sorry. The boneyard do not consist of only females. A lot of dudes in the boneyard. I'm addressing the boneyard as a whole. The mindset of black people as a whole. And I'm not saying that to attack you or anything like that. I agree with what you said. And thank you for your contribution. But I'm not making this gender specific today. Thank you. TKO said, would it improve our balance of successful black bankers, craftsmen, laundromats, etc. where media influence the criminal controls the black image? No, because people who are doing these types of things don't want, they're not interested in influencing in the media. And I will extend on that thought as well, TKO. Black people do not want to hear that. It's cap when black people say they want more positive content or things to consume. No, they don't. Again, only the minority. If you want to talk to the masses, you got to put the medicine in the entertainment. You got to put the medicine in it. If you want them to take medicine, you cannot give them the medicine straight up. They won't take it. They're not going to take it. It's so many channels with such good information about business owning, about taxes, about financial literacy, about how to get things done and how to do things. They don't have high viewing rates, not by our people. You understand what I'm saying? So it be capped. When we say, oh, we want to focus on positive things, no, we don't. No, we don't. You just got to put medicine in the stuff that they'll take. You know what I'm saying? You got to put the medicine in the Kool-Aid. Put the medicine in the ice cream. Put it in the Little Debbie cakes so they could get a dose. You know what I mean? Thank you, HVAC. Said, in the words of Lethal Shooter, I understand now. Do y'all understand it now? Do you? You can't save this trash. Thank you, Lord Citizen. They'll protect Young Miami, a woman who helped Diddy over a song that promotes the same stereotypes that hurt the community, but India for saying we don't need music like that. Thank you again, HVAC. I missed the last live, but I'm making a video, Crimson, on this topic. I screamed for the last 3 years that this is over. There's no saving this mess. I'll have it up and was wondering if you could go over it like a live. I can review your video as well. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And you said I'll record the video Friday and upload it next week. As far as athletes, Jaylen Brown is the one-man army. John Thompson said this 40 years ago. Jaylen is exposing a lot right now. He exposed Stephen A. Thank you, Theo, for the generous. Y'all have to excuse me when I fumble over my words. Brain. I lose the simplest words. But thank you for your generous contribution. Thank you so much, Theo. I appreciate you so much. And thank you, David, for your contribution as well. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, good brother. Thanos said, let me get the Monique drop for right.
Since you got your degree and you know every fucking thing.
You definitely could get the drop. Thank you so much. Devon said, where's Dr. Umar to call out Luca Trick Daddy for speaking up against our sister India Ari? He awful quiet right now because he busy being a scam artist too. But before we get back to everything, here we go.
right here is official. Never really saw anything like this before. How do you know when you're doing a proper push up? You gotta go all the way down, chest touching the floor, coming back up full extension. But now that you told me how to do it, now how you know when you're doing it? You don't know, and you won't know unless you have what it is. Nah, that was fire. That was fire. Make sure it keeps you accountable. Accountability is everything. So
incredible. You can't cheat.
great.
Go all the way down and all the way up, and that's one solid rep. Good money.
That's it. It's no arguing, no debating, no questioning. All the way down, all the way up. You got to start and finish the same way.
She got my shit.
I'm glad.
Fucking crib raiser.
The link is now pinned to the top of the chat, theproperpush.com/VIP. In order to unlock your VIP exclusive offer and to show support for our Kickstarter and our startup business with the Proper Push, which is a dynamic push-up enhancement device that we've never seen on the market before, because there is no equipment on the market that corrects your push-up form, and then also not only corrects it, but ensures that you are doing a proper push-up every time, every rep, because we know what a push-up is. It's all the way down with your chest down, all the way up full extension. But we don't know when we're doing a proper push, and the proper push equipment ensures that we know when we're doing a proper push. This is what makes it so dynamic and so unique, and we want to bring it to the masses so you guys can enjoy the benefit of the proper push as well. And in order to do that, we need you to just show your support by clicking the link and signing up with your email and verifying it. Once you do, you'll be sent an email to reserve your VIP spot. It's only $1. You'll get 20% off the proper push when the product is ready to launch, exclusive merchandise, instant alerts when the Kickstarter goes live, and first access to early bird Kickstarter rewards and deals. Once again, a link is pinned to the top of the chat, theproperpush.com/VIP. And then we got some more. Thank you. Truth Seeker said, unfortunately, the Black community has allowed itself to be boiled down to mainly primitive thoughts, emotions, and actions, no higher thinking and or desire to do more than just be led by the nose down the road to our own demise. Such an unfortunate truth. Thank you so very much. And thank you so much. Mogul said, eventually Black music in the mainstream will be great again. And I do believe that, because there is a reset. There is the reset is happening. We're seeing the fight because there's a reset. I wanted to, again, just an example of having the wrong conversation.
Hate it. Spin That has become a hit. It's officially Young Miami's highest charting solo record. It's gone viral across social media, and some music critics are calling it the song of the summer. Okay, but one social media post has started a much bigger conversation. User Miss MJ Ted LA wrote, I'm calling for a boycott of Young Miami's song Spin That. I believe it's degrading to our culture. At some point, we have to take seriously the power music has over our perception and the values it reinforces. This can't be song of the summer. She's in business to sell the songs that people like from her. However, I do think people have the personal responsibility to determine that song is not for them, not to do what the song says. So when she pulls back on that and decides to change, avenues, then what? Then you risk losing those people that have come with you along the way. But I also understand music most definitely is the most influential way to pass messages to people, period. But it sells agendas, and the people who own record labels want to sell agenda to a particular community, because at the end of the day, you're using influence for destruction. Whether
if you know that, and if you know that, then why is what India said so controversial? If we know that there's an agenda afoot, and the way to get that agenda across is via entertainment avenues, then why would what India has said and has been saying, why would that have sparked a controversy? Nobody's telling Young Miami to do anything different. She's not capable. Young Miami, Sexy Red, Meg Thee Stallion, Suki Hana, Lotto, etc., Cardi B and all of them are incapable of making any music differently than what they make. They are not very talented, not writers. They're not lyrical. They don't understand hip hop or rap, don't understand its origins, are not students of it, and they are doing stuff just to make a quick dollar that the record company will push, because they don't have the talent to talk about creative control and all of these other things. They're doing stripper rap. I had to get close to y'all to say that. They are not capable of making different kinds of music. Nobody's asking her to come out and make no conscious rap, because she can't do that. So the conversation is not about the artists themselves. The conversation is not about the artists at all. The conversation that India is having is about the community. That's the conversation she's having. The conversation that India RE is having is not focused on the songs nor the artists. It is focused on the community and its lack of discernment, lack of standards, and its blindness. And somehow we think that stats like this, the gender war and all of that, don't have nothing to do with that music and the movies. We as Black people are in a gender war right now because of music and movies. Say I'm lying. Because where the concepts come from. Nobody woke up one day and said, you know what? We hate each other. No. That seed got planted and watered primarily through the music and the movies. YNs are YNs because of music and movies. Primarily. Nobody in school is telling them to do that. Nobody in their real life telling them to do that. The rappers, the female rappers I just named are doing stripper rap. Most of them, not most of them, but I know Cardi B for one, was, you know what I'm saying, on the pole. transition from that to music. So she brought that idea with her. I give you an example. When movies like Boys in the Hood and Menace to Society and all that kind of stuff came out, it was the focal point mostly was LA gangs, Bloods, Crips, the gang culture on the West Coast. A lot of music was coming out from the West Coast during the 90s. We had Dre as a producer, we had Snoop Dogg, we had, and I'm not bashing them, I'm making a point. When those movies was being made and very popular, and the years after that, LA gang crime was up bad. It's been a long time since they made those kinds of movies. And not to say that there are not Bloods and Crips and stuff like that in LA and that there's no crime anymore. But 2 years ago, Kendrick was able to get Bloods and Crips and all the different sets on the same stage with no violence. And you can't tell me that in 91 he would have been able to do that, or anybody. Why do you think they calmed down, at least to the degree that they can actually be in the same spaces and not have bloodshed in those spaces? Now, I don't live in LA, so I can't speak from experience about what it may still be like in the hood. So I'm not coming from that standpoint. He did it during the time of Beat It, Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society, and all that. That was like, Boys in the Hood was like what, late 80s? Menace to Society, all that stuff, early 90s. So yes, I recognize that for Beat It, but that was because he was Michael Jackson. And they know they better not have heard a hair on his head. So I'm speaking strictly as an outsider. From LA gang culture. I know nothing about it except news articles and things like that, and how it has been portrayed. But what I'm saying is, those types of movies that focused on Bloods, Crips, LA gang culture, the crime, this, that, and the third. Been a minute since those types of movies have come out. And then we don't really hear a whole lot about what the Bloods and Crips is doing. And now in 2026, they can kind of be in the same spaces. I'm not saying there ain't no friction. Media Man just went over the Gen X and Gen Z crime statistics. OGs, y'all were way worse. 1 and 3, 1 out of 3 were getting locked up. By the way, 81 and between 81 and 01, Gen Z is 2001, 21. It's 1 of 5. These dudes today ain't like y'all were. No, But that ties into what I'm saying. What was going on in the 80s and 90s in the black neighborhood? The crack epidemic, the 94 crime bill, 3 strikes you out. They criminalized not only selling the drug, but being a drug addict. So that 1 in 3 were not just people who was actually committing crimes. They was the people who was on the drugs that might not have committed a crime. That if they found you and you were high, because stop and frisk was a thing. So if they found you and you were high and you had 1 rock on you, you're going lock you up. They're finna lock you up. At the same time, we have New Jack City movies, Boys in the Hood movies, Menace to Society movies, South Central. Okay? Our parents, the boomers, was the ones on drugs. They was the crackheads. Because the boomers had just came out of being targeted for the heroin epidemic. Then they got caught up by the crack epidemic. The reason we're Gen X is because we were the unknown. They didn't know how we was going to turn out because we was the first generation that basically had to parent ourselves. We had to grow up fast. If your mama and your daddy was on crack and all that, you don't have no supervision. So you got to make the choice to keep going to school because ain't nobody there to make you. You go to school. We was latchkey kids because we needed a key because your mom and daddy might not be there. Now, that's not always because they was on drugs. We did working and stuff like that. They ain't got time to parent you. That's why Gen X is so self-sufficient. But when we was growing up, you know, your mama or daddy on crack and this and that, or y'all fall into hard times because of it. And they put crack in the neighborhood and you and your siblings can't eat. That's why a lot of them boys start selling crack. I watched boys who was diligently going to school, was going to be somebody. They was not no criminals. Fall into that life. Because what was going on at home? No food, no income, and you are a minor. You might have little brothers and sisters. Now they looking to you because mom and daddy not there. That's where teen pregnancy for the girls went up at. That's why it went up. No supervision. Little to no supervision. And she hanging around boys because she might need protection. Because her mom and daddy might not be there. Or she trying to get out of the house because one of her parents or both of her parents are on drugs. Treating her bad. She got to get out of there. What better way to do that than get hooked up with a boy or a man? he get her pregnant, she could go. Teen pregnancy went up. But we wasn't falling through the cracks fast enough. So then they start promoting it through music and movies and television. They start glamorizing it. So it went from we were doing stuff out of survival and just not knowing what else to do, to then it started getting glorified. Oh, it's cool to be the dope boy. Oh, it's cool to be the hot chick. You know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third. And the 90s and early 2000s was like the video vixen era and all that kind of stuff. Like, it became cool. Then in 94, you introduced the crime bill. They locking everybody up. And 3 strikes you out. If you get 3, they would boost your misdemeanors to felonies if they could. And if you got 3 of them, no matter what they was, that 3rd one put you away 25 to life. It's men still doing time for a drug charge in 95 that they got caught up with. Murderers get less time. So I gotta go because we got a ladies panel. But thank y'all for the support. Go and get yourself something to eat, chill, get you something to drink. Come back and join us for our ladies panel. We're gonna have a similar discussion. We're gonna continue this discussion. But I wanted to say it how I wanted to say it. Because, you know, you don't want to crash out on somebody else's panel all the time. All right. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.